Good morning, everybody. And actually, for you in the States, it's the afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's afternoon. It's 4 p.m. here.
It's 4 p.m. And what time with you, Alba?
Yeah, we're in the same time zone.
Same
Four.
Same,
time.
same time zone. So today we've got Alba Weinman and we've got Antonio Sangio, two amazing people in my life. So let me quickly give you the backstory before I introduce them. So in 2017, I, through a very bizarre set of circumstances, was introduced to Alba. My little sister sent me a video. I had no idea Alba even existed, and the rest is history. I ended up having a session with her. I flew to another island to have a session with her, and she found out that I was a channel, and I didn't even know what a channel was. So that was almost like the black and white days. And from then on, the trajectory was incredible. And then I was told that Antonio needed to come to New Zealand and teach me this form of hypnosis, introspective hypnosis that he teaches. And Albert said, "Oh, I don't think he's going to, he's not going to be able to make it. He's just started this." But of course, Spirit had decided that it had nothing to do with me. And he arrived and we had a fabulous time. So these two beautiful humans have done so much for me in my life. They've opened me up to this incredible, incredible, I could actually call it a profession of becoming a hypnotherapist and helping people so much. So, to both of you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Alba,
Thank you,
let's
too.
start with you. Why don't we let the audience know who you are, what you are, how you came to do what you do, and what you're doing now?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Jill. Uh, my life was not as a hypnotherapist. I was far from it. My life was in business. I was in telecommunications, about phones, everything about phones. That's what I did, from programming them to making recordings. That's what my life was all about. And I did that until 2017, actually. That was my profession. But I had always wanted to do coaching, life coaching. That was my excitement because people would always come to me and I'd always have solutions for them. So I wanted to go down the life coaching path, but that didn't work out really well. I started when the whole economy collapsed, and it wasn't the right timing. But at the same time, I was doing automatic writing, which is channeling via the pen. And I was told that I would be doing this work, which I thought was coaching. I would be doing this work face to face, and that I would be known throughout the world. And of course, I thought that's crazy. That's not going to happen. But I was told it was going to happen. So a lot of circumstances happened in my life, which put me through the night of the soul, which I think everybody goes through a dark night of the soul. And when I came out, I was very angry at God for putting me through it, which now is a blessing because now I see it as a blessing. And while I was recovering physically from some of the injuries that I was experiencing, I found Dolores Cannon, and she does a method called quantum healing hypnosis technique, QHHT. And I said, oh my God, this is like the next level of life coaching. This allows you to go into the people's soul. So I started that. I started doing hypnosis, and I realized very early on that uh, this was going to be something it was going to be a blowout. I was going to really put my whole effort into it and be the best that I could be for myself. And I, I ended up going to training, which is where I met Antonio. I met him at my second level class of QHHT, and we became friends um, over a picture that we took at the airport. That's how we started communicating. And we started communicating every single day. Every single day, we were talking back and forth, and we were kind of like coaching each other, holding each other up because we were both going through trials and errors on our own. There was nobody else to talk to about this. So he was practicing hypnosis. He then introduced me to another hypnotherapist, and we just kept going. We kept kind of helping each other along the way. And that's how I got to be doing what I'm doing. Um, as the years have progressed, I mean, I've done thousands of these sessions now, and as the years have progressed, I've created my own style of doing this work, like everybody does. Mine is very heart-centered. It's very God-centered right now, where um, everything is basically based on love, and it's been amazing, amazing. The sessions have gotten very convoluted, not in a space age type of way, but you're really feeling the entanglement of the soul and all it goes through, and at the end, it all ends up fine. We
Mm.
think we're never going to make it, and it really does work out fine. So that's where I am right now. I've been doing this since 2014. So it's been a while now. And, I've been helping Antonio and he's been helping me. So it's been kind of a, a, a partnership, a team effort throughout all
And
these
have
years.
and Alba, haven't you and Antonio been running these classes to teach people the way you taught me overseas as well? You have had a
Yeah.
few, haven't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I help Antonio with the in-person classes. And I guess he could talk to you about the classes about his history
Right.
too in the classes. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
We've we've been to New Zealand, we've been to the Netherlands. The next one, well, we're going to Australia for the first time. Next year we have one scheduled for Spain with Alba, right? But just by myself, I've been to Peru. I try to go there once a year. I've done a class in French with simultaneous translation. So yeah, thanks God we
Wow.
have been active. Yes.
So tell me, Antonio, tell me the audience a little bit about yourself, how you came into this, because look at you, you were doing computers of all things.
Systems engineer. That is correct. So I guess Jill is destiny. Same as Alba, I never thought I was going to be doing something like this. Since I was a kid, from a very young age, being a teenager, my father always talked about metaphysical topics, and he even read the book "Many Lives, Many Masters" by Brian Weiss. I didn't like to read back then. I didn't question the concepts of reincarnation. To me, that's something natural, right? On the other side, my mother was very religious, so I was living these two contradictions in my life. Later in life, in 2012, my mother-in-law passed away, and when Catherine came back home, because that happened in Peru, we had to go to Peru. We came back home. She brought some of her books, and among those books was again Many Lives, Many Masters. So I said, okay, this book I get in my hands, I'm going to read it. I read the book in just one day. Once I finished reading the book, this thought came to my mind. This is what I want to learn. This is what I want to do. Started watching videos of Aurelio Mejia. I wanted him to be my first teacher, but he was not coming to the US at that moment. So I learned from Dolores Cannon, QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. Level one and level two, there were only two levels. Alba and I met at the level two class. Then I was able to learn from Aurelio Mejia. I was able to host him, again, Destiny, in my house for 6 days, 2 years in a row. I was able to learn what we call now introspective hypnosis. Later, a friend of mine talked to me about the Newton Institute, and Michael Newton. I learned life between lives, and I got certified with the institute. And then the last technique I learned is from Dr. Jose Luis Cabuli, past life therapy. So all of those techniques, and yeah, in 2019, after the class that we had in 2018, I was going to resign and do this full time. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, our first trip out of the U.S. was New Zealand, right, for the class.
Right.
You mentioned that to Alba, and Alba said to you, it's true. She said to you, I don't think Antonio is going to be able to do it. He just resigned. But to me, something said, don't even think about it. So we went, and it was wonderful. So since then, the same as Alba, I've been going through a lot of, yes, training, but a lot of learning through experience. Um, I don't see a session as I used to see it years ago. Is different. Things that happen in sessions, things that were transmitted by spirits themselves or spirits guides, and anyway, the technique has changed, and the material of the class has changed. The approach of the sessions have changed, and it keeps changing. It has a life on its own, and it is amazing what is happening. So we're really happy about it. As a matter of fact, Sangio Hypnosis Solutions, which is the company under which I practice, my company has been certified by the Newton Institute as a career partner because the Newton Institute realized that because normally they were requiring if you wanted to take life between lives, they require for you to have 40 hours of formal training and prove that you had experience. But then they were getting people on board for the courses and realized that they didn't have the knowledge they needed to have. They didn't know how to deal with trauma. They didn't know how to take people to the womb. They didn't know how to do a reaction. And anyway, they decided now to have a requirement of 200 hours now. Now, if you want to take life between life, you need 200 hours of formal training and proven training. And if you don't have that, you can go to the career partner. So I created a 200-hour program, which is the master practitioner program. And that's the prerequisite to take life between life. There are 16 schools around the world, and Sangyo Hypnosis Solutions is one of them. And within that program, part of what I teach is introspective hypnosis, is what we teach with Alba, introspective hypnosis. So that validates that what we're teaching works. That all the topics that we teach and how we train is valid. So it's good. I'm really happy about that.
Wow, that's just incredible. How long does that master
Okay.
mentorship program take?
Well, I do it over a year. Like it's gonna be like 3 full weeks, 3 full weeks, and it includes not just a class, but practice, reading, supervision, and then access to 1 year mentorship, access to the mentorship program, which is the added value, right? Yeah, so that's a little bit different. That's some people just want to learn introspective hypnosis because they know some other techniques. Some people just want to learn past life therapy. But if you want to learn, I would say everything, let's say I know, or everything Alba knows, or everything that is required to go to the Newton Institute is that program, the Master Practitioner program. I cover everything there, and once I give you the certificate that is validated by the Newton Institute, you can take Life Between Lives and get a certificate. It's this MNI and Beyond, they call it, right? So the Beyond program, you get a certification like that. So now it's easy to saying this person knows everything. You can cover every aspect of the soul in a session.
So
Yeah.
would that be ideal for a really new person, or would you have had to have some experience first in order to enroll in that program?
Well, no, in,
Or
in, in
both?
everything I teach from the basics, right?
Okay, from the
So
beginning.
so from the beginning, introspective hypnosis, I teach by how to do an interview, how to do the. Hold on 1 second, my microphone, how to do inductions, how to navigate memories. We're talking about time in the womb. We're talking about past life. We're talking about how to work with lost souls. All that stuff we teach from the basics. Past life therapy, you can also take it as it is. But people that took introspective hypnosis and then took past life therapy, they consider it like level 2, like more advanced, because we go deeper into trauma and,
Right.
and the combination of the two of them is amazing, right? So you can take just one class, I mean, introspective or past life therapy. And later, what I'm going to do is another program where if you took either or, the two of them, you can take more hours to complete these prerequisites of 200 hours. But yeah, that's what is happening right now.
Okay, so the question I've got for you both is talk me. I mean, firstly, I am so excited that you're coming down under and that I've just live here in New Zealand and I can
We're
just
excited too.
fly across the ditch and see you guys. I think the Australian and New Zealand audience are ready for you. But remember, when you came here, we had 49 people from all over the world. So people don't have to just be in New Zealand and Australia to attend. They might have been wanting this beautiful overseas trip to discover Australia and New Zealand,
Right.
and yet they can learn something that they can have as a job for the rest of their life.
It definitely changes your life. It changed mine. It changed Alba. I mean, you tell your story, Alba, but it changed our lives absolutely, right?
We're not the same people that we were when we first started. And every year we change even more because, I watch Antonio. I've seen the dramatic change from when I met him. I mean, he's not even the same person that I met back in 2014. It's not the same person. I'm certainly not
We
the
have
same
changed.
person. And every class that he teaches is different. There are times where I've kind of like gotten upset with him and saying like, how can you possibly teach this? You're teaching them to run and they're still learning how to walk, but it works. He magically puts it out there where they understand it even easier than when we learned it. He actually makes it easier to learn than when we learned it. So that's the beauty of his mind, is that he knows how to present this stuff. And every class, he adds some, he takes some off. Just he keeps tweaking and tweaking the class, and it's just magical to watch people come in, say, I know absolutely nothing, and at the end of the week, they're actually doing sessions and they've had a wonderful experience. So it's so valuable for people to go through this.
I can only talk from being the pupil for the experience. So on that very first day, getting that full manual and looking through it and starting to get so nervous, thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this, the absolute nerves. And then you just gently guiding Alba, just being there, just every step of the way. And even when we were practicing, we weren't alone. You were both there hovering like two beautiful, protective mummy daddy birds with their little fledglings and helping us to leave the nest and fly. So that when I finished that week, I actually even had that little confidence of, wow, I can actually do this. And knowing that you guys were backing everything up, not just leaving us alone. It was so tremendous, so tremendous. And I know a lot of people will think, well, oh, I couldn't do that, or, I'm not geared up for that. Guys, I want to tell you this is a simple step-by-step process. Antonia and
It is a step by
Alba
step.
take it step by step. So, having said that, guys, talk me through what somebody can expect when they come to the February class in Melbourne, Australia. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, first of all, let me tell you that my experience, right, is difficult to find a technique that gives you everything you need to facilitate a session, especially if you work with the soul, because in introspective hypnosis, we work with the soul. We don't work with the brain. You're working with the soul, the spirit is the same. And there are certain techniques that maybe just specialize in past life. There are some other techniques that just specialize in this life. There are certain techniques that just specialize in the time in between lives. But there's no one technique that I found that will cover everything. So what was that causing, at least for me, a lot of frustration, because I was training a technique that was basically based on past life regression. And what if my clients didn't go to a past life? I was dead in the water, right? We were taught technique, I mean, inductions, hypnotic inductions that were based on your clients being visualization. What if your clients are not visual? Not everybody is visual. I was dead in the water. So little by little, I started learning different things, different techniques. And now I put everything together in introspective hypnosis. It is based on the structure of the session is based on what I learned from my teacher, Aurelio Mejia. But I included some other stuff, especially brought some stuff from past life therapy, the concept of soul entrapment, the concept of doing therapy in the womb, the concept of soul fragmentation. So many things that I incorporated into introspective hypnosis that, in my opinion, makes it a technique that is complete. Just introspective hypnosis. If you want more, because there's more that you can do in a session, of course, you have past life therapy and you can combine both. So, somebody that is going to learn introspective hypnosis, I will say with confidence, you will get all the tools that you need in order to facilitate a session from 0 to 100 without feeling like I don't know how to handle this. I was not taught this. Nobody told me about this, about that, which I think was my case. I don't know, Alba, if you felt that way when you were learning.
Well, I've learned so many different techniques, and it was the practice that really hit it home for me. I want to bring something up that happened very recently in a session that I had. Is I This woman had many different problems, and she kept saying, I feel like I'm chained, I feel like I'm trapped, I feel, she was just giving me all of the clues that we use in a session. I feel like I'm chained. That's Where does that come from? And so I asked her, have you ever had a hypnosis session? She goes, yeah, I had a session. And what did you do there? She goes, I went to different past lives. And I said, and what did you get from those past lives? She goes, I guess just information. So basically, it wasn't working on what she was dealing with. It was just information. What are you going to do with that information? Okay. So
So that
her
was like
everything was
entertainment instead of therapy.
a
Well,
lot of people
exploration.
exploration, but what are you going to do once you explore it? Once you open up that Pandora's box, what are you going to do with all the stuff coming out? So, today we look at this stuff compared to in the past, and we realize, clients are going to tell you even during the interview process what is going on with them. They're going to use key words which we grab onto, and that's what we work on, even though they have no idea that's what we're doing. But as they're talking to us, they're giving us the clues of what we're going to work
Hmm.
on.
Hmm.
So for someone to come in and just think that hypnosis is for finding out who you were in a past life, well, what are you going to do with that information? Why would you waste your time just finding out? Why don't we work on an issue that you're really having trouble with? And all of us, every single person on this planet has issues. No one can come to you and say, oh, no, I'm good. I don't have anything. There's always something there. Okay. And it could have happened inside the womb. And that's where we go to. We go to inside the
Yeah.
womb when that little baby is already making decisions. So there's so much for the person when they come to a class, they start to heal themselves because as they're working with other people, it's almost like their mirror and they're helping themselves too. And they're triggered throughout the class because that's what they're there to do. They're there to work on those issues. So when they leave that class, they've already worked on a lot of the stuff that they came with.
Yeah.
So it's like a
Mm.
therapy, even a therapy class for themselves. And
Of
yet
course.
they're going and leaving that class with all these beautiful new tools in their toolbox. And what they decide to do with it is then up to
That's up
them.
to them.
Right.
But they also
Every
have a group of people now that they could work with. They have their classmates that they can now connect with and say, okay, we touched on this in the class. Can we work on this now in a session? And you've got a classmate that's someone who's going to practice on you or vice versa. So it's beautiful to have this camaraderie of
Mm.
people who have experienced this stuff together so that you can help each other after the class.
Like support, isn't it? It's a
It's
support
a support,
network.
well,
absolutely. Yeah.
you experienced that in Cusco. Everybody that went to Cusco in 2000, what was it, 2020, right?
Yes.
met in class, and they're still friends. They still connect, right? So it's good.
That was
And
incredible, wasn't that? Incredible.
it was very nice. Yes, it was very nice. So every session, Jill, I see it as if somebody calls me right now, said Antonio would like a past life regression for exploration purposes, I would say no, because I understand that number one, if you go to a past life, it's because at least your spirit guide is allowing you to visit it for you to understand something that is going on right now. So every session is a therapy. Number one. Number two, yes, you hear me using the term regression. If we use the term regression, we're talking about linear time, past, present, future. The truth, Jill, is that the soul, the spirit, doesn't understand time. You could have lived alive in Egypt 3,000 years ago for your soul that just took place. And if there is something unfinished in Egypt, let's say a traumatic death, you were buried alive, it's not that for your soul it happened 3,000 years ago. It is still happening. So all these lives are happening at the same time. And the symptoms are, I mean, the past is not the past. The past is here with us in the form of symptoms. Yes, my soul is here, but is remembering stuff that happened in Egypt. So whenever I get into an elevator or get into a plane, I start reacting not like I reacted in Egypt, like I'm still reacting in Egypt. So we brought to introspective hypnosis the concept of soul entrapment. And that changes the approach of the session. I'm still using the word past life regression because that's what people understand, especially my clients. But understanding the timelessness of the soul and that everything is happening now changes the approach of the session completely. And that brought for me a lot of amazing results in sessions. And I'm sure Alba, because Alba also was trained by Dr. Kapuli. And that's what we're teaching in introspective hypnosis. So it has changed from the time you took that course, Jill. It has changed. It keeps changing,
Lot.
and I see every group
Like
that
an
comes to,
upgrade, upgrades.
yeah,
Yeah.
every and it is upgraded in every single class. Every group comes together for a reason. And I learned and realized that every group has specific needs from the technique. So that is why, and that's what I was saying. And I'm just not running saying, okay, today I need to finish with this material because tomorrow I'm supposed to do this other thing. In some groups, I need to take more time with a specific part of the technique.
Because
To
that's
some
where
other
they
groups, I
at.
can go faster.
So sorry to
Right.
interrupt you. It's almost like you're reading the energy of that collective,
Exactly.
that group, and
Exactly.
it's tailor-made for their energy and
Exactly.
their understanding. So
That's what
that's
it is.
a gift you've got. Yeah.
Right. It's like you have a dress and well, there's only one size and you need to try it on. You need to try it. It doesn't work. We all have different sizes. We all have different needs. And that is something I learned. I was not planning, but I realized that as I was teaching, that every group comes together for a reason. And they have special needs and that we have to adjust the class to their needs, and there's no one left behind. If you don't understand, and make sure you understand. I will not move forward until you understand because we are learning as a group and we need each other to learn together, to practice together until the end.
Do you know something I've just thought as you've just said that? When I did the course with you, sorry, not the course, the class, and I met those, excuse me, those classmates. And then when Alba hypnotized me and did the discourse, and the people in Peru that I met, they actually were part of my soul adventures in the current past time, the now,
Right.
call it whatever you like. So I'm just wondering, those people that are coming to your classes, if
They're
they're
coming for a
not
reason.
part of a soul family and have had all these interactions before, and it's almost like a pull, like an energetic pull, pulling them so that they do meet again in this lifetime to support each other. What do you think?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
group that
we've
comes
we've
together.
seen we've seen big, really very tight friendships come out of that group. I mean, friendships that were absolutely needed in urgent times in their lives. So yeah, we've seen how important it is for them to be there. If they're being called to go to it, If their gut is telling them, be there, but they're afraid, be there. Even if you're
Right.
afraid, do it. Because if your soul has asked you to do something, do it. And we have a colleague who is in Italy, if we may use her story, who was
Sure,
called to
sure.
do a class. And at the last minute, she wanted to back out because of COVID. And
It was a
she
pandemic.
felt
Yeah.
that, yeah, she felt that her money would be better spent, to keep her family fed instead of doing this. And I gave her the same speech. I said, listen, if your spirit guides, if your gut, if your instinct is telling you to be there because there's a reason for it. You don't know what's ahead of you. And, I'm very happy to say I was talking to Antonio just the other day about her. She's doing a fantastic job as an introspective hypnosis practitioner. And we are so proud of her because she
Yes.
stepped up. She actually did it, even though everything in her mind told her, no, it doesn't make any sense. She was being guided to be there. And I think she's very happy now. She's doing
There
what
was
she's
a
Yes.
being paid to
reason.
do.
There was a reason that she felt the call.
There's a reason.
Yes,
There's a reason.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Once you learn the technique, not everybody can practice the technique in the same way. You have different filters, you have different experiences, you have previous knowledge before joining to the class. So once you start practicing, you will put your own style to the technique. So that's the beauty. It's not like I'm forcing you to do it in one specific way. Maybe I would recommend you to practice it the way we're teaching it or the way we taught you until you feel comfortable. Then you start making adjustments, right? But yeah, every class comes together for a reason. This year, through a person that came to a session, it opened a portal to, I would say a portal is a door to a communication with guides, which was amazing. Amazing, amazing. And a different level of knowledge has been coming to me. Let's put it that way. I guess I needed to be ready in order to receive this information. Otherwise, I would not have I would have known what to do with it, right? And I was asking this spirit guide, saying, "How can I help mediums?" For example, I noticed that there are several mediums that come to my classes or for sessions, and they feel blocked and they feel afraid, and they did some of them don't want to use their gift, and the guy was explaining why they were being sent to us. You have a specific reason. You have a specific he call it mission, right? That's what you get people with this gift in the classes. You get people with this issue in the classes. So every class comes together for a reason, and it's very, 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 very interesting to see.
Well, you know what? I definitely am not the same person either. I don't think we're supposed to be the same person. I think we are
Well,
supposed to expand and grow, right?
right,
And
right,
then having the clients, I've learned so much from them, from
right.
doing this and from exploring their worlds and where they go and what they do. And once I had a cherubim and a seraphim, that's what they were in that session. And they were 2 days apart. So I went, you have to connect them together. One from Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic and the other one in Oregon. And it was obviously they are meant
Yeah,
to connect. It was just beautiful.
interesting. Yeah. So it was amazing when we went to New Zealand, and we noticed that 50% of the people that attended that class, Jill, were from Australia. So we tried to schedule a class in Australia, and then we had COVID, so we had to cancel it. And just now we have been able to schedule another one there, right? And so let's see what happens with this class. I'm really looking forward to the experience.
So, what are the dates? Give us the dates so if somebody's interested, they can know.
February 24th to March 1st is the introspective hypnosis course, 6 days, full days. And we're trying to schedule a workshop on the 21st, which is a Saturday. We're trying to. I mean, we're going to the workshop. We're just looking for the place to do it. So that those two are
Fantastic. So
two
if anybody's
activities.
got anywhere in Melbourne that they know right in the city where everybody can get there easily, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's something easy with transportation. They can take the train, the bus, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. And this workshop
Right.
is not to teach them how to do hypnosis, where it's more of a, we could use it as a networking, we could use it for information, we could tell them about things that we've gone through. They'll experience their own group regression. So
Meet and greet. You can bring your
it's meet and
questions. You can
greet.
ask us questions.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
Exactly. It's
fantastic.
going to
And
be
that's on the Saturday, the 21st.
that's the 21st.
exactly. And that's where we want to meet people because I know that there's so many people in Australia that follow me, follow Antonio, and we want to be able to have a place where we can actually meet them, say hi, give them a hug, take selfies with them, It's just more of a social thing. Whereas in the
Yes.
class is we're it's teaching. It's once we start the class, it's teaching mode. So we want to have something, and I want to do some of the sites in Melbourne that have some time to visit the sites too. So um, I'm excited to visit. I mean, I've visited Australia before, but it was so it was
You were
Well,
I didn't
sick.
get to
You
see
were
much.
really
I was
sick.
very sick. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was
yeah.
very sick during the first part of it. And I had lovely ladies taking me around, insisting that I tour Australia, even though I probably had a fever, but they said, we'll have none of that. You're going to see Australia. Get in the VW and we're going to take you places. So,
But
so I got to see some of the kangaroos.
but I think what's good is that if somebody comes, if they feel called to come and do the whole class, but they're still a little bit unsure, and if they come and meet you guys on the 21st, then they can actually experience the group hypnosis as well. And then you could answer
Yes.
any questions they've got, right?
Right.
Or
Absolutely.
Right.
that wouldn't be too late for
Absolutely.
them to join.
No, no, no,
Join the
no. It's
class?
for
Yeah,
to join the
Or the,
class.
yes.
They
don't
they should
know.
be able to. They
If
should
they're
be able to join
vacancies,
the class.
that's if they're vacancies.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
so
mean, yeah.
I mean
I think that it would be
we
nice if
bring
we knew
some.
ahead of time.
Yes,
Right, because we bring
absolutely.
some stuff with us for the class.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the certain things that we bring for every student. So it will be nice to know ahead of time. Don't wait until the last minute because you never know.
yeah,
So where do they
Um,
go
exactly.
to get all that information?
Alba's website, albaweinman.com, or my website, antoniosangio.com. The
Yes.
course is listed
Hmm.
there. And in my page is under events.
Yes.
Your page is kind of the same, Alba, right? The class
Mine
is
is
there.
events. Yours is under courses and workshops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
we
they
could
could
just
find
put all
out.
the links below this.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure, sure.
just our website, and we have an early bird special till the end of the year.
Ooh,
So
It's
yeah,
300. I mean, our price, the price of the course is in US dollars, and the early bird is 300 US dollars off of the price.
wow,
So,
that's generous. That's quite
so
substantial.
yeah, yeah, it's
hmm,
to make, I we understand the difference in price in Australia. I understand every country is different. So we want to make it in a way affordable for people to join the course and don't see it as an expense. It's an investment.
Yes.
right.
I still remember the money I invested in, for example, QHST or life between lives or past life therapy. Uh, just in experience and healing, I got a lot, 1,000 times that back. But then if you're talking about the sessions and the courses and what I'm doing now, of course, was totally worth it. Right?
But all you've got to do is once you've taken your course is do a few sessions and you've paid for it.
Yes, true.
Exactly.
You just
You
have to
know,
make the
Exactly.
decision that that's what you want to do. And some people are afraid. The fear that people have when they learn a technique is who's gonna give me support once I'm practicing. These guys will be gone. I won't hear from them. It's gonna be difficult to reach them. Not true. Number one, you have my email. I mean, people can email me. Number two, I have a mentoring group. So it's a monthly subscription. It's 10 US dollars. It's symbolic, really.
Wow,
And
that's very, very
it's
good.
nothing. It's to me saying I'm here, still want to learn, and I
Wow.
give you access to a platform. We, you of course you can post your questions there. You meet with you connect with other people around the world that took the course and are in the mentoring group. Not everybody's in the mentoring group, and we get live on Zoom once a month, and that is recorded. So if you're not able to join, you can watch the video. I upload the video. And that group has been going since what, 2020, 2019, 2020. And some people have stayed in the group, and I see how much they have improved. So it is very nice. You got the support, not the support from, of course, you get the support from others that might have more experience, but I am there.
Wow.
I'm the one connecting. I'm the one responding. I'm the one
Yeah.
doing the Zoom meeting. So you're not left alone after you learn.
How many people have you taught now, Antonio?
I don't know, Alba, around 1,500, more or less, you will say.
It's a lot of people. Yeah, it's
It's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of, I mean,
people.
I
More
was
than,
shaking. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot between I only know of the in-person classes because I've only been there in the in-person classes, but I mean, he's
yeah,
had many, many, many online classes.
online.
And
Mhm.
the classes, Jill, are not the same size as when you attended. You had a very big group. Our sizes are much smaller, a lot more compact. We really get to work with each and every person
Yes,
individually. We get to know each person individually. So it makes it very, very
Personal.
it makes it very nice. It makes it very
yes,
nice because we
yes.
really get some people are afraid of being in big groups and getting lost in the group and um, some people
This is,
don't like to show that, I was one of them when I was in school. If I wasn't getting it, I would just kind of like fade into the background and, don't let them see me that I have no idea what you're talking about. But in these classes, we're looking at each person, we're making sure that they're understanding. We come up to them. Sometimes we'll be talking with them at times off breaks, see how they're doing. They ask us questions.
yeah,
And Antonio will go over again any parts that are confusing. So we enjoy the small groups where
yeah,
you're really you're really feeling like you're part of something and you
Not
don't feel
just a number.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
You're not a
exactly.
number. You're not a number. You don't get lost in the group. So everybody gets to know each other very well. There's a real strong community. And we put testimonials up on our channel, our YouTube channel that talk about this. They themselves are talking about how
Mhm.
wonderful it's been to be in the group, in person, getting to know people and getting to practice. And practice to us, we hit that constantly is you have to practice.
Mm.
Right.
You can't just learn a technique and not practice because
Okay, I'm
every
Right.
going to
session
just
is
throw
different.
out something completely different now because I know my viewers love stuff that's ooh. So if
Okay.
I could ask you with you, Alba, what would be one of the most I mean, there are so many standout sessions that you've had, but
Oh God.
what would be one that you would think, wow, that really, really touched me, or wow, that intrigued me?
I would always say my last session, okay? Because the last session is the one that's right there in my mind. And I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that because when you are doing this, when I'm doing this, maybe somebody else is different. I am 100% there with them. And I am feeling what they're feeling. I know what's going on with them, you know? And this is me now in this year, the end of 2025. I am praying for them. I'm praying for them. I'm praying that they get the resolution they need. I am so present with them because these people have gone through horrific situations in this lifetime and in other lifetimes.
Mm,
You know, the the horrible things that people do to each other. And this is what we deal with in these sessions. Antonio and I have gotten to a level where we're dealing with really horrific stuff that people do to each other. It's not just in the past, okay? The witch burnings and all that. It's still happening in a way here. It may not be witch burning, but psychologically it is.
mm,
And to be able to take a person and just hold them during a session and make them feel safe that they will be able to give you everything they've got, just hand it over to you to trust you with their heart. Trust that you are not going to hurt them
mm.
and that you're going to allow them to see things through the eyes of love. Okay? Because when you're going through terrible things, you're not in a love space. But to turn that around and be able to say, see things from the eyes of your love, bring it down from your head to your love to your heart. And that to me is so beautiful to watch this. And I'm praying the whole time, personally. It's like, God, give me the words, give me the right words. I give this to you because um, that's how it has to be. It's not me who's doing this work.
Mm.
It's coming through me. So I, nothing really stands out except for my last one because I'm in the present moment. I'm not in the past. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm thinking about who do I have right now. It's like a surgeon has somebody's heart in their hands and God give me the strength to bring this heart back to life.
Mm.
And that's how I feel when I'm doing a session. So that's what stands out to me is just being there for the person and caring for them and giving it to God. That's how I feel, you know?
I
And I'm
love
not a
that.
religious person.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
It's
I
it's
love
it's
that.
it's a heart-centered type of thing. And just to know that you can be gentle with someone in such horrible situations,
And when they're so vulnerable.
so vulnerable. And doing this work, both Antonio and I have seen things, heard things, well, seen, through their eyes anyway, the horrible things that are done to people. And to always be in a level where it's all about forgiveness, it's all about releasing that anger, releasing that hatred, and just lifting yourself up higher, a higher vibration, seeing the world through different eyes so that you can create a different reality in your life and not be the victim.
So that
You
they
know,
change the
that's
way
the
they look at stuff
that's the
in
whole
order for
thing. And
change to
Antonio, I
happen.
think you would agree. It's the victimhood. It's getting out of the victim mentality
Right,
and
right,
being there for them for that.
right.
And you,
So
Antonio?
Every session is special in a way. If I were to talk about session number 10 in my channel with Elsa, I'll keep that in my heart forever because that was my first solo interaction with lost souls, spirit attached to this woman. And it was very emotional.
Mm.
And how I was able to facilitate healing, not only for her, but also for these souls to go to the light. And I can speak about many sessions, but for example, the latest ones, with Eva. Eva is a woman that is a natural born, is a medium. She was born medium. She can see spirits, but she was feeling blocked. She always felt that she was doing something wrong, or that she should not use her gift.
Mm.
I met her at an interview, and I offered her help at no cost. She was afraid at that moment. We were talking the other day. She accepted my offer 8 months later. She
Wow.
contacted me saying, "Is it still offer? The offer is still good?" I said, "Yeah, of course." And it was amazing to watch. It's still that one. The first one is in my channel. I had like 8 sessions with her already. The other ones are private. Says interesting session with a medium. Interesting what happened in a past life. And then we understood why the fear of using her gift It started in past life where she was persecuted by the Crusaders in a
Mm.
past life. This is a client that is somnambulistic, doesn't remember anything. Every time she goes into a trance, he doesn't remember anything. And then the other sessions were also, we had the sessions were all for her, but then the guide showed up every time she went to the light. And the guy started not only helping her, but helping me, started giving me information about me, he talked about my past lives, about certain things that were going on in my life. So it opened a window to a new level of learning and understanding. And it was amazing. So that's why I would say those. And I could see the progression in her healing. Now she's not afraid of her gift. Now she's doing this by herself. And I could see the change in her. And the fact that the guy told us that we have been together before and the reason why we were doing this, for example, right? So I guess, yeah, the sessions with Eva in that way, but every session is special. All kind of things happen in sessions.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
amazed at how people can trust us and open their souls so that we can help them. That's the most beautiful thing to watch.
and do you know what I love? I love that you guys are Spanish as well, so you can help. So I've got quite a large Spanish audience. So
Mm.
if they feel comfortable having a session in Spanish, you will offer
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Of course. Yeah.
Fantastic. And
Whatever
teach in
language she's
Spanish
speaking.
if you do
I
online
teach in
courses,
Spanish. Yeah, I
teach as
teach in
Spanish,
well.
yeah,
Spanish.
Peru.
I've been teaching when I go to Peru, I teach in person. And I think one or twice maybe I put a Spanish group in online to teach online. But yeah, I can create groups to teach in Spanish.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that yes, online is great, but if somebody has the opportunity to do in person, there's just something, I don't know, the energy, the magic of it.
The energy is different. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The energy is
Totally
different.
different.
So, Alba,
Totally
what would
different.
you like to do finishing off? I think that you should let people know that you've got a cabin in the woods.
Oh, it's in my backyard, not in the woods.
It's still in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I live in North Central Florida, which is in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of prairies and lakes and stuff. So it's far away from everything. And it makes it a beautiful place to come actually do a hypnosis session here because they're hearing the birds, they're not hearing traffic or anything else. And I offer a little cabin. Um, right, it's only a few feet away from my home, but it's self-enclosed and everything. And so people usually come the day before the session and then they leave the day after. And it gives them their own personal retreat. I'll spend time with them, to get to know them when they get here, leave them alone, see them in the morning, spend the day with them with the session, and gives them time to journal, to walk around our town, which is a little historic town, and just kind of ground themselves before they go home and, go back to their life. So that's a way people can do sessions here in my town. But most of my sessions are done over Zoom online. So they could be anywhere in the world. I've had people as far as, China, Russia, I mean, all over the place, India, everywhere. As long as they have an internet connection, I can move my calendar around to make sure that they're awake at that time. And yeah, and we'll have a Zoom session. The way people can get a hold of me is through my website, albaweinman.com. And I do not schedule appointments on demand. I do have a newsletter that goes out every month. They have to sign up, subscribe for that newsletter, and then there's limited. I only post the appointments once a month in advance. Okay, so if today is November, I only put out December's appointments. I only do 1 month in advance. So once the newsletter gets out, I have very limited sessions, and they can then go for those sessions. So that's how they get sessions with me because I I made the mistake when I first started to leave my calendar open, and within one of probably 1 hour, I had booked my entire year. And I spent the entire year rescheduling
I still
appointments
remember.
because I have to live my life and I have no idea what's happening 2 months from now. So I'll never make that mistake again. I only do 1 month at a time because life happens to you. And I like to live my life as it comes, not, I don't like to be planning so far ahead. So that's how you get sessions with me. So they're very limited sessions, and I only do a session on a person once every 12 months. So it's not like they could schedule 2 or 3 appointments because that's that's my rules anyway.
And it's their
Only
spirit,
one.
really, their spirit guides that get them the session, I think.
Yeah, it is. And if they're not supposed to come, they're not going to come yet until it's their time.
Yep,
And
till
I've
they're
seen
ready.
this year after year that there is perfection in the timing. Perfection. It really is. They
Fantastic.
come at the exact time when I need to see them and they need to see me. So it works. And whether it's in person or online, it's the same thing. Some people can't get a session online, and all of a sudden I'll go to their country and they get a session and they get to meet me in person, which is really interesting. So
So,
it all works out.
so as we are ending, what message have you got in your heart for the viewers at this time?
Antonio?
Yeah, you'll think about it.
Well, something we learn and we also teach in classes so that so that others can help others see what I'm going to say. This planet is a school, and we come here to learn. And we learn through emotions. And in order to feel emotions, we need a body. In order to have a body, we need to reincarnate. And that's what makes it challenging. There are no victims. There's something that we have learned over time is that there are no victims. If you feel like a victim, that's something you're not seeing the lesson in what you're experiencing. So through these sessions and through this technique, we help others understand that there are no victims, that we need to take ownership of the lessons. As a matter of fact, the last book I'm about to publish in English is Suffering as the Soul's Therapy. It's suffering what allows your soul to deal with whatever is pending. When you run away from suffering, you're leaving those events that come from the past. We call it the shadow, psychological residues from previous incarnations. We leave them unfinished, and they're going to chase us wherever we go. So we teach people to face those events and absorb the lesson and allow themselves to embrace and suffer, because suffering is what's going to give you the understanding. It's going to allow you to heal.
So it's almost like suffering is the gift.
It's a gift, yes. There are two tools for spiritual evolution. Number one is reincarnation. Number two is suffering. Right? Think of Mike Tyson training to be the world champion back then, right? He would get up early in the morning, go jogging for maybe an hour, then have breakfast, and it was diet, and then go to the gym, lift weight, and then go to the ring and sparring, and maybe he was hit a couple of times. And his body suffered, and he suffered, but I'm sure he was happy because he knew that that was needed in order to be the world champion. Try to do the same thing to somebody that is not interested in being the world champion, somebody that is overweight and lazy. Try to get him up at 5 in the morning. Try to give him breakfast that doesn't taste well. Try to send them to the gym to lift weight. They're going to complain all the way. It is the same suffering,
Yeah.
but it's the understanding of what suffering is what makes a difference.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a gem to show its light, it needs to go through lapidation first. That is
Well,
suffering.
it's like gold. Don't they say you've got to put it under extreme pressure and heat
Exactly,
to get rid of
exactly.
all the dross in order to
Right.
see the beautiful gold.
The seed, you put it underground, you put it under pressure, it's exposed to the elements, and when it's ready, it just turns into a beautiful flower, right?
And that's what you do with your clients. You help them
That is the idea.
to take the dross away and to show them the beauty of their lives
One of the
and
most
themselves.
difficult things to do in a session is to get somebody out of the victim role. We play different roles, the victim role. And that's what we do with the sessions. That is the idea. It's information that heals them. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love it. I
exactly.
absolutely love it. Well, guys, I'm going to be with you in February.
We'll be waiting for you.
I can't wait
That'll
to
be
see you
great.
and give you a proper squeeze over then, just over the Zoom. And I really appreciate you. I know how so busy both of you are, and I so appreciate this time with you guys and look forward to seeing you in
Well,
February.
no, we thank you
You
for the
and everybody
opportunity
else.
to
Yeah.
have the interview. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolute pleasure.
I hope if you're thinking of coming, of learning this technique, anybody who's listening, to really follow your heart and add more techniques. If you're already doing hypnosis, add it. Bring yourself to this class so that you can help other people. It really is important. The
It
more
changed our lives
people
for
are
sure.
helping, it changed us, so it'll change others also. So thank you, Jill, for this.
Absolute pleasure. Now I've got
Thank
to put
you.
my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, there you go. Lots of love, everybody. I highly recommend both Alba and Antonio, and I look forward to seeing you at the course, at the class. Okay, lots of love.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers.